There is a show on Broadway right now called Dear Evan Hansen. It's really, really great. You should check it out. I've not seen it, but I've listened to the soundtrack. It's amazing. You need to hear it. Go do that now. Maybe watch the video first, then go listen to it. It's great. Now, Ben Platt, the actor who plays Evan Hansen on Broadway, recently posted something on Twitter that caught my attention for a plethora of reasons. Performing Dear Evan Hansen every night is wonderful but also hugely tough. As much as I would like to be out there every night, very often I cannot come to the stage door after the performance. My priority must always be self-care so I can recreate the same quality show each night. That's my job and what each and every audience member is paying for and deserves. Before you tweet hateful things about how I don't value our incredible fans when I can't come to the door, please pause to consider that my responsibility to them is first and foremost to give my all each night. I preserve myself because I value each of them deeply. There is something on my camera lens that's really bothering me. There we go. Now, you guys know I've talked about stage door before, and you can probably guess the reasons that this caught my attention. Firstly, when I'm put in those situations where I've been tweeted hateful things after having not appeared at stage door, it's very easy to feel alone and singled out, which is true in any case. When anyone's put in an unfriendly situation, you feel on your own and a little bit vulnerable and defenseless. So just from like a personal point of view, it was just nice for me to see someone who's also in my position, although far more successful and far more talented than I am, but still in a similar position, speaking out about stage door. And the other reason it caught my attention is because, yet again, recently I've encountered a little bit of hostility about stage door. I was tweeted the other day, I bet at the start of your career you would happily go out after every show, but now you are too important for anything like that. And the collision of being sent that tweet and Ben Platt's post on Twitter, it kind of made me want to address something about stage door that I've never really addressed before, and that's sort of self-importance, I guess, and like celebrity status to a minor extent, but it still kind of all ties in. Not being at stage door has very little, if anything at all, to do with importance or status of celebrity. The majority of the time. Definitely in my case, I guess is what I'm getting at. Sometimes it's as simple as, oh, my parents came to watch the show today, and so after the show they wanted to come back to my dressing room and have a cup of tea and a catch up because I've not seen them in 2 months because I've been on tour, and my family are my priority. Or it's as simple as we had press interviews scheduled by the company that we had to go to as soon as we were out of makeup, and they were somewhere in the theatre, which meant we just didn't leave the theatre between shows that day. Or it was one of the cast's birthdays and we all ordered Domino's between shows to have in the theatre as a cast to celebrate their birthday. Sometimes it's not even a conscious decision not to leave stage door to like avoid anyone, it's just circumstance. Things just happened to work out in a way that a few of the actors or all of the actors or one actor just didn't leave stage door that day. But then again, as Ben Platt said in his post, sometimes it is a conscious decision, but it's nothing to do with importance or arrogance or thinking anyone's better than anyone else. For a start, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself and no one else, I sing and dance for a living. Like, it's literally my job to prance around the stage with a crossbow. Like, if I was a doctor and I was saving lives on a regular basis, then maybe I'd understand what people were getting at. But I literally dress up and make believe as a job. I'm still doing what I did as a 4-year-old, but this time I'm just getting paid for it. I have no reason to think that I'm more important than anyone else. So, in my case, trust me, that ain't the deal when I'm not at stage door. Sometimes stage door has as many as like 50 or 60 people there each night. When it's at its busiest, if there's like 60 people at stage door and one actor spends a single minute, just a single minute, with each person individually at stage door, that's an hour after their job is done of high energy and being really switched on, and more importantly, talking. They're using their voice to talk to people for a long time, for an extended amount of time, after their job is finished. And when your job requires you to give a certain amount of energy and passion in a performance, and when your job requires your voice to be in the best health possible, sometimes stage door really isn't the best idea, especially when there's that many people there. Sometimes stage door is a necessary sacrifice in order for the next show to be of top quality. Because as Ben Platt says in his post, the show has to be the priority. People pay for the show. They don't pay for stage door, they pay for the show. So if the show is less than it should be because of stage door, the priorities are out of whack. As an actor and a singer, your priority has to be the acting and the singing. And it works with other things too, you know, it's not just stage door. Like when we were in Nottingham, I was feeling terrible. I say I was feeling terrible. Basically, I got a really bad 24-hour bug whilst I was in Nottingham, and I didn't say anything at the time because I didn't like want anyone to worry, or I just didn't want any fuss or anything, but I was coming off stage and running into the wings and throwing up. I really wasn't well. It only lasted like 24 hours, but it was terrible. In that time, it was one of the cast birthdays. It was Jess Buckby's birthday, and everyone went out. And I said, guys, I can't go because my voice was really tired. I had like a flu-y type bug kind of thing. So like the blocked nose and the sore throat kind of all came with the throwing up as well. So I just went home and went to bed. So it's not like, you know, actors just sacrifice going to stage door and then go out like raving until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Stage door is an amazing experience. It can be an amazing experience for everyone involved. And every actor that I've worked with or spoken to about stage door, and including myself, is so grateful that people even just come to see the show, let alone come to stage door afterwards to like ask for a picture or an autograph, or just to say thanks for a good show. But just because sometimes we can't make it to stage door, it doesn't mean that that gratitude suddenly disappears and turns into arrogance. And it would suck as an audience member to watch a less than top quality performance because the lead actor had been out at stage door the night before and completely wrecked their voice talking to people after the show had come to an end. I know the majority of you guys totally understand this, and you've probably all already taken to the comments to discuss your thoughts, but I've always just found like the idea of celebrity and audience interaction really fascinating and just interesting to discuss with people. So please leave your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, lots of love.